Hi everyone, welcome to Solving Exponential Equations Using Properties of Exponents, Day 2. So first thing we need to make sure of is that we understand that we want the bases on both sides of the equation to be the same. And we may have to use properties to do that. Again, if our bases are the same, then we can set the exponents equal to each other. So this is what we did in the previous video, and we're just continuing on. So looking at example number 1, we have 2x over 2x, and that equals 2 to the negative x. Well, that is using this property right here. If I have bases that are the same being divided, I am going to subtract my exponents. Now, typically, we would say 2x divided by 2x is 1, but we don't want to do that for this one. We want to say that it is x minus x, which is 0. So I have 2 to the 0 equaling 2 to the negative 2x. Now, my bases are the same. I can set my exponents equal to each other. So I get 0 is equal to a negative 2x. If I divide both sides by negative 2, 0 divided by negative 2 is 0, and negative 2x divided by negative 2 is just x. So my answer is 0. Okay, if you plug this into the calculator, you should get a true statement, making sure you feel comfortable checking your work using the calculator. Moving on to example number 3, I see that I have 3 to the negative 2x plus 1 times 3 to the negative 2x minus 3 equals 3 to the negative x. This right here is using this first property, that when I am multiplying things of the same base, I add the exponents. So this right here is multiplication. I am going to add the two exponents. So I have 3, and then I have negative 2x plus 1 plus negative 2x minus 3. And that is equal to 3 to the negative x power. So I am going to go ahead and add. I have 3. I'm going to combine my like terms. Negative 2x plus negative 2x is a negative 4x. 1 plus a negative 3 is a negative 2. That is equal to 3 to the negative x. Now I see my bases are the same, so I can set my exponents equal to each other. So I get negative 4x minus 2 equals negative x. My goal is to get x's on one side, numbers on the other. So I'm actually going to add 4x to both sides. On my left side, negative 4x plus 4x cancels out, which leaves me with a negative 2. Negative 1x plus 4x is a positive 3x. I divide both sides by 3, and I get x equals a negative 2/3. Again, you can check your answers using the calculator. Moving on to example number 3. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have 5x equals 25x to the negative, or 25x minus 3 power. And then I have times 10 to the 0 power. So on this one, this 10 to the 0 power is actually just equal to 1. And so if I just multiply that, I'm still just going to get the same thing. So we can kind of ignore that 10 to the first power because, again, it just equals 1. And if I take 1 times 25 to the x minus 3 power, I get 25 to the x minus 3 power. Now, my bases aren't the same, but 25 can be rewritten as 5 squared. So I'm going to rewrite my right side as 5 squared to the x minus 3 power. Remember, up top, it says that a power raised to a power, we multiply the exponents. So I'm going to multiply my exponents. So I have 5x equal to 5 times, or 5 to the 2 times x minus 3 power. Now my bases are the same. I can set my exponents equal to each other. So I have x equals 2x minus, 2x in parentheses, 2 times x minus 3. Don't mess that up like I almost did. So I am going to distribute 2 times x, I get 2x. 2 times negative 3, I get negative 6. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. That allows my 2x and negative 2x to cancel out. I get a negative x equals a negative 6. I divide both sides by negative 1 because there is a negative 1 in front of that x. And that gives me x equals positive 6. If you need to check your work, go ahead and use the calculator to check your work to see that this is a true statement when you plug it back in for x. Lastly, I have this right here. So now notice that we have something being added to it. So we need to make sure that our base and our exponent are all by itself. So I'm actually going to start by subtracting 7 from both sides. When we do that, we get 6 to the 6x minus 24 power equals 8 minus 7 is 1. Now this time we need to rewrite this so it is a base of 6. Well, remember, 6 to the 0 power is 1. So I am going to rewrite this as 6 to the 6x minus 24 power equal to 6 to the 0 power. So my bases are the same. I can take my exponents and set them equal to each other. I do 6x minus 24 equals 0. And now I solve my two-step equation. I add 24 to both sides. And I get 6x equals 24. I divide both sides by 6. I get x equals 24 divided by 6 is 4. Again, you can plug this back in to check in your calculator to make sure that this is the correct solution. So if you have any questions over this video, please make sure you let me know so I can help you out. And I will see you in the next video.